The most important is undoubtedly wood, or better, different types of wood which are used for specific functions. The complicated construction of the instrument starts in the sawmill, where the wood is cut and then continues in the woodworking shop. It is here that the parts required for the various phases of production are cut to size, shaped and finished. During this phase, we can see, for example, how the bottom of the accordion base is worked, how the holes are made for the air which passes through the reeds to produce the magnificent sound of the Fantini accordion. The accordion sound box is then shaped and glued on the bottom. Both the sound box and the keyboards are then shaped in the woodworking shop and then fitted. Just imagine that all the pieces of an accordion are numbered and then fitted together to form a single piece belonging exclusively to the instrument for which they have been modelled. In another department, frames are prepared and threaded and then mounted on the bellows. An opening is made for the aluminium frets. This is then prepared for the next working phase, which requires considerable experience and accuracy. This involves veneering, which consists of fixing the celluloid on the sound box and, as we can see, on the accordion fret. The boxes and frets are then allowed to dry for several days and then polished. Other working phases are continued in the woodworking shop. For example, the openings for the registers and the closing of the bass section. Fantini accordions take shape, and now the aluminium base for fixing the mechanism, which will be mounted later, is being fitted. We now come to another very important department of the Fantini company, where highly specialized staff with many years of experience work. The work consists of mounting the parts individually, with micrometric adjustments of the complex mechanics of the accordion bass section. Mounting starts by fitting these parts, which are used to prepare the base of the mechanics. On these, hundreds and hundreds of other parts required to complete the structure are fitted and adjusted. Fantini accordions, like all other high-quality instruments, are fitted with carefully selected and tested parts. There are almost no plastic parts or parts which can wear in time. Every single part is constructed and mounted to last and to maintain the exceptional mechanical and sound characteristics of the instruments forever. As we can see, expert eyes and skilled hands make each wooden soundbox a jewel of mechanical perfection and art. The part known as the melody, that is, the keyboard on the right of the accordion, is constructed in another department of the Fantini company. The key pins are first bent and the strings which determine the pressure of the keys are then mounted and adjusted. The white keys are mounted on the instrument and the pins cut to size. This working phase also requires extreme ability and precision. The valves, which open when the key is pressed and thereby push the air from the holes to create the melodic sound of Fantini accordions, are then fitted. A special wax is then melted between the pin and the valve to form a single body between the two parts. This is followed by another very delicate procedure: checking the space between the keys, adjusting and testing, after which the white keys are dismounted and then carefully replaced. The final assembly operation involves fitting the black keys and then the white keys, and a final testing operation. Art and technology go hand in hand during the construction of Fantini accordions. The construction of the bellows is a valid example of this. This starts with the assembly of the cardboard strips, which are cut to size and bent. The four pieces making up the perimeter of the bellows are then glued. The corners, which are subject to considerable mechanical pressure and must be perfectly closed, undergo other minute working operations. The bellows are an essential and very delicate part of the accordion, which must also be very strong and indestructible. Just consider that the bellows open and close thousands of times during its life and must remain elastic and perfectly airtight. When the corners are closed, the cardboard and accessories are finished. The edges are then strengthened with metal supports, and the bellows are placed in a press where they remain for several days to ensure that the various parts adhere perfectly. The frame, which we saw being cut and finished previously in the woodworking shop, is glued to the bellows to complete this very interesting working phase.